Hi, today we will be discussing the cons of CRISPR and why it shouldn't be funded by the government.
Okay, so first off, you're probably wondering what even is CRISPR. CRISPR stands for Clustered Regularity Interspaced Short Palindromic Repeats. It also is commonly referred to as Cas9, or gene editing. Cas9 is the enzyme that cuts apart the DNA and the process of CRISPR is known as genetic engineering or modification, or a way of making specific changes to someone's genes.
So how do they do it? First, they use an enzyme to cut a piece in the DNA, which is later replaced by another gene. This method can be used to change someone's appearance, such as eye color, or it can be used to prevent diseases.
This procedure may sound like a miracle, and yes, there are many ways in the human society that can overall benefit from CRISPR. But there are also many ways people can suffer from it. CRISPR is very expensive, and those who pay may suffer, especially since there is a very low success rate and may just seem like a waste of money. The procedure can also cause mutations, which could cause a ripple effect and cause other mutations to take place, like deletions and insertions, which would be a whole mess.
CRISPR may benefit the person who has altered, but there are risks to it. One can result in a monogenic disease. An example is cystic fibrosis, which is a disease when your airways are blocked by mucus.
Mistakes can definitely be made as well in the process. There have been studies that show that CRISPR has failed 15% of the time. Studies by the University of Illinois have shown that failures can sometimes occur when the DNA snipping enzyme, or known as Cas9, doesn't detach itself from the DNA and blocks the repair enzyme from being able to access the cut DNA strip.
One of the biggest risks CRISPR can cause is making your cells lose the ability to fight cancer and damage to genes. Even experts worry about the risks as they think it is dangerous for all of us.
In a future with CRISPR, nothing would be natural anymore. Everyone would want the CRISPR process to correct their imperfections, and before you know it, everyone will have gone through the CRISPR process. Not only that, imagine what the environment would be like with all the world using its natural resources just so that the CRISPR process runs smoothly.
Another reason why CRISPR is not worth the funding or the expenses. In order to perform the procedure, we would need medical devices and materials, which is not worth it considering all the risks and cons to it.
With all these cons of CRISPR, it really just makes you wonder why it even exists. Well, even though there are a lot of risks and downsides to the CRISPR, there are also good qualities about it too. Like, for example, how people suffer from blindness can be treated and cured with the CRISPR process. However, the process of CRISPR is very expensive and can even destroy our environment, society, and future if we keep on using it. Not to mention that the medication and procedure is very expensive for the average person, and most can't even afford it. So therefore, with all these terrible qualities of the CRISPR system,